Yep, it's another one of our infamous car-based videos, and today we're going to have a look at the Sony Ericsson Xperia Arc. Now, this device may look quite large. I think if I show you a comparison here next to the HTC Desire S, it shares the same silver colouring. I mean, you can get it in midnight blue as well, according to the specs. On the back here, we've got a very nice sort of silver sprayed rear end, and that has it's also got an 8.1 megapixel camera here, which it will focus on eventually. There we go. That 8.1 megapixel camera includes a technology called Exmor, Sony Exmor R technology. It means that you can take photos in low light, but what it can also do, I'll just show you really quickly this first thing that it can do. Let's just get the phone there, and we'll go into here. You've got the standard sort of Android interface here. Sony Ericsson have added their own tweaks on the timescape stuff. If I go into camera here, which you can actually initiate through a dedicated camera button here. Now, if I just show you here, there's the camera. It's on 4.3 8.1 megapixel mode. As you can see, I'm going to have a look at something dark now. There's a floor. And you can see, there you go, backlight. It's initiated the backlight to kind of bring through those dark areas. And if I have a look at, that's quite a bright area, and then this is quite a dark area here. And you can see how it changes. This yellow square, I believe, is the area that it's going to concentrate on and focus on. But you watch what happens when I move it to a document here, my driving license here. It will automatically detect that you're looking at a text-based document. And if I move it off again, the backlight comes on. You can see all the bits of dirt and dust around my gear stick here. So it's a very, very good camera. That is very close up. I'm basically on top of the gear stick pretty much, and you can see how well that is actually focusing in. Back to the text document, and it will detect it's a document and show up document. The camera takes very good shots, I must admit. You can either press a camera button to take a photo, or you can tap on the screen and it will take a photo like that. And you can see the photos that I've taken in the gallery, which I will try and access now for you. If I go here to one of these buttons, which I'll show you in a moment, we can geotag stuff. We've got loads of options. There's the capturing mode, resolution, touch capture. You can turn on or off the shutter sound. Let's go back to home, and I will go into the main screen, and let's go to the gallery. Now there's the pictures I've just taken. I just showed you those pictures. These are all in 8.1 megapixel resolution, some of the ones I took this morning, but you can see, hopefully, when I get to these widescreen photos that take up the majority of the screen, these are actually in 6 megapixel resolution. If I go back to the camera for a moment and just press camera there, we'll fire up the camera app. If I go to the resolution here on the left hand side and just press that, you can either have 8 megapixel in 4.3, 6 megapixel in 16:9, or 2 megapixel in either resolution. So we've got Wi-Fi on here, we've got GPS on here, we've got a 3.5mm audio port there. There it is, and you can see here why it's called the Arc. If we just get it to sort of focus on that area, you can see the arc shape there. On the top, there's a power button, and the HDMI output. That's for, obviously, if you want to watch your HD video that you've just filmed on your TV, that can be done that way. And then on the top of the handset, amongst all the dust that I seem to have got into the screen already, we've got the earpiece and the sensors here for detecting light and proximity. On the right hand side, we've got the micro USB port and the volume up and down. And just down the right hand spine, we've got that camera button which you can press and hold to take photos. Press once to start the focus. There's the arc shape of it again. And down the bottom here we have the lanyard loop, the microphone, and the 3 buttons here. We've got home, back, and the menu button. You should be able to see there. And on the back here, as we've seen before, is that 8.1 megapixel HD camera with the flash and the Sony Ericsson logo itself. And that is the Sony Ericsson Xperia Arc. Now it's got an FM radio in here as well, and you can see all the applications here that come with it. We've got YouTube, a golfing game, Play Now, which Sony Ericsson have included, the gallery which I've shown you. We've got the FM radio, BBC iPlayer here, so we can watch TV shows. Whether that will work over the T-Mobile network, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll just have a quick look. We've also got the browser. Oh yes, it did. It's just kind of didn't let that load. Let's just try that again. There's a BBC iPlayer. If you want to watch My Big Fat Fake Wedding, you can watch that if you've got a Wi-Fi connection. The browser, which I've shown you already. As per usual with all good Android devices, we've got multi-touch, and you can do all that funky stuff. There's the onboard keyboard, by the way. And we can add a new window, open a new window up, and we can do things like adding a bookmark, finding text on a page, sharing the page over our social networks or email. And you can see there in the background, it's already loaded up the second tab, which is Sony Ericsson's own website there. So we've got an excellent camera with this Sony Ericsson Xperia R engine. We've got the screen, which you can see is very bright, clear and vivid, and includes a Bravia engine. And it's basically, that screen is right up close next to the glass front panel here. And what you'll notice here is when the screen goes off and my camera struggles to focus on it, there's hardly any difference between the screen itself and the outer border. You can see, I don't know if I can just see this in the light here, it's a bit difficult. You can see that you can only just see the difference, and that is held in direct sunlight between the screen itself and the outer border. So when it's off, it does look like one black slate. There's no difference. 8.7mm thick, this device. You can get it free on certain plans over around £25 a month, we've seen online. It's got a 4.2 inch screen. It's got the Timescape interface, which you've seen already on other reviews, which is here. Lets you know what's going on your phone, messages that come in, tweets that have come in, etc., etc. We can go into the settings here, and I'll show you that it's running Android 2.3.2, Gingerbread basically, and it's model LT15i. It's got that FM radio built in, which you'd have to put the 3.5mm audio cable in just to experience that. It's an 854 by 480 pixel screen. It's got the microSD card, which I believe is underneath the battery. I haven't got the back of this yet, and I'm not going to do it on this particular video, but we'll do that in a moment. And the device itself feels very good in the hand. It does feel straight away pretty large, but it actually feels very good in the hand. It's the curvature on the device really does make it feel kind of natural in the hand. So yeah, that is the Sony Ericsson Xperia Arc. All the usual other stuff, assisted GPS, Wi-Fi, all this sort of Android, Bluetooth, etc., etc. But that's the first video in our week with the Sony Ericsson Xperia Arc from coolsmartphone.com.